Comrade Shearer.
Slightly in a slightly different direction. In order to be able to make one or two suggestions. And I say that as somebody, I suppose, who spent the last 40 years of my life in multiple seminar rooms, and I tended to treat the world as if it was a seminar room, which has got its own problems, if I put it like that. I was interested in the way in which we began the evening, because it took me to the importance of thinking through our family histories. And thinking through our family histories is important because it enables us to understand who we are and how we belong to the place we live. And that's very important. So perhaps what I want to start is to think about how do we put that into the curriculum at a very early age. You know? Thinking about families. One of the important things about our families, we only then begin to understand what happened at that moment in which objects were taken from us by understanding the histories of our families. Okay, that's one. The second suggestion I have is I really would like to see a Shona novel translated into Ndebele, and a Ndebele novel translated into Shona, and those two texts be introduced as languages teaching in a school, in which an understanding of how we become a nation starts very at the beginning. And I think that is key if we want to resist what I call the spread of empire. I know there are a number of, some of you write English novels, and I'm not suggesting that they shouldn't. I call that the spread of empire. It doesn't take us to that place. The third example I want to make is to do with this thing called investing in education. I was at an age, I went to school. When I went to school during my time, you had to be baptized in a church. Yes? In some church. I didn't have a birth certificate those days. The first public document I had was a baptismal certificate. My mother, being my mother, made sure I was baptized into 5 different churches to increase my chances to go to school, okay? So what happens then was that I learned what is called double life. Joshi at school. We are Honourable. Okay? And I've returned to that question in order to describe to my own children what the story of coloniality was about. So what I'm getting at there is the story of the curriculum. One of the things I would like to see about the school that I went to is to go back and start a scholarship. It is that kind of investment those of us in diaspora can do, which is not the same thing as making money out of school. Why I go it that way, it encourages us to think what I call the public and the public good. And the public good is accountable to us. Barclays Bank isn't unless you're a shareholder. So I really would like us to, I am not suggesting there should be private schools, no. I'm just saying that we need to think about what it means to invest in education. And I know what economic is, but I do want us to think in relation to the production and circulation of really useful knowledges. What we did in the 80s, we went around asking our liberal friends to come and help us at schools. And what they did was expand the production of garden boys and nannies and nannies and so on. No, of course they can't find jobs. We mustn't make the same mistake. We need to go back to the curriculum, figure out what it is, whether or not it addresses the new climate time. Something they call it dispensation. I call it new times, new conditions, new times in the world we live in. That's the kind of investment those of you here.
In fact, the history of our history in school is critical. We have to know who we are, because most of us don't know who we are.
It's a conversation. Let's engage. Let's interact. So, any questions, suggestions?
Actually, I said about. And if it wasn't my uncle here, Seguro Peter Nkuna, who invited me, I would have been here. Okay? Looking at education, which is what you came for, we need to look ahead. We need to have e-libraries, whereby children don't need to carry books because of the weather in Zimbabwe. We came up with a solution to that. We started a group called Infinity Visionaries, and we imported about 64 units that could connect to the internet via the satellites. Paid $7,000 US in duty. We created websites for the schools in Zimbabwe, whereby the teachers would have access to an email, so that when they organize their football matches or whatever needs to be done, they didn't have to send a teacher on a bicycle. As I speak, Honourable Minister, those units are sitting in Zimbabwe. They are solar powered. We were working with a Russian company called Turai, based in Dubai. They don't need access to Equinet. They are all, they connect to the satellite straight away. Okay.
Big guns from the city here who are dealing with the issues, investment, capital raising and so forth. They will look seriously at your proposals and projects and take them on. So that's a challenge we're giving you. Okay.
Honourable Minister, you have a new curriculum, and what impact does this curriculum have on primary education?
The curriculum is an instrument towards making our children become independent business people as well. If they get a job, fine, that is still okay. Because what happens if a child passes only three O-level subjects, right? And fails the rest, yet the child is an artist, the child is a musician, the child is but did we educate the child to think critically about his or her life? That's what the curriculum is trying to do. Children must not just think of we go to my place where my mother is in Cholochum, Panitiwa Secondary School or primary school. A child doesn't even go through the primary school, yet everybody there owns a farm, at least 7 hectares. But the child, after leaving school, doesn't even think of turning that piece of land into commercial farming. We need to train our children to be critical. We need to train our children to think for themselves. This conference that we've just finished now, the whole world is talking about that. All children must be able. Look at Bill Gates. He didn't even pass. He only passed his degree now recently. But look at where's Microsoft. Did the environment allow him to do that?
We can do a lot about that, and I'm encouraging those who are here tonight, go to YouTube and watch Mr. Peary's videos. Mr. Peary, water harvesting or rain harvesting. I wish that the government can have that as a policy to harvest water or plant rain in every village. Question about land. I've got a farm. I would think I'm doing very well in my farm. And I've got a lot of people I employ. Now, I looked around the farm and found gold. I tried to pay just last month, and I was told of Apple. Those who don't know what Apple is, it stands for Exclusive Prospective Order. Honourable Minister, who is Apple? I tried to find who is interested in my farm. I went to the Minister of Mines, I couldn't find Apple. We wanted to invest.
You couldn't find what?
I couldn't find the company that has interest in my farm. You go to the Ministry of Mines, they tell you your farm is under Apple.
Okay.
I'm trying to find out who is interested. They cannot tell you. But I know that there is legislation that you cannot open your mine 400 meters from my farmhouse. And that is where exactly I want to mine. Thank you.
Libraries, then we have the free websites for the schools, all schools in Zimbabwe, all ready to roll. The satellite dishes, as we speak, are sitting there. But we were working with a company called Zarnet, and I'm more than happy to discuss with you further. And we also have influence when it comes to technology, languages. We have liaised with so many different governments where children in Zimbabwe can learn French from the French in France, but they'll be learning in Cholocho via the internet. So all that is all there, it's all set. You don't have to travel to France or to China to learn Mandarin or to learn French. It's all there for you. So I'm more than happy to have a chat with you when you get a chance. Thank you, Ambassador, for the opportunity, and thank you, Honourable Minister.